Standard 7th, Subject Maths, Chapter 10, Banks and Simple Interest. Today we are going to solve practice set 40. Let's recall. A bank is a government recognized institution that carries out transactions of money. Banks make it easier to plan the use of money, that is, to do financial planning. We can either deposit cash money in a bank or withdraw cash from it. For that purpose, we must open an account in a bank. Bank accounts are of various kinds. Let's learn different types of accounts. Various types of bank deposits. Saving deposit. A person can deposit a minimum amount and open a savings account. In some banks, no minimum amount is required for opening an account. The bank pays some interest on the basis of the daily credit balance in the account. Another type of deposit is recurring deposit. In a recurring deposit account, the account holder can decide the amount to be deposited every month in the account. The bank gives an interest on the deposit which is more than that paid for the savings account. Such an account is a means of compulsory savings. Next, we have current deposit. A current account is mainly for traders and those dealing in money on a daily basis. An account holder can deposit or withdraw money any number of times in a day. The bank issues a passbook for this account and also a checkbook on demand. The bank, however, does not pay any interest on the money in this type of account. And last, we have fixed deposit. A depositor deposits a certain amount for a fixed period in the bank. This deposit attracts a greater rate of interest than the savings account. However, these rates are different in different banks. And also, senior citizens get a slightly greater rate of interest than the usual. So, these are different types of deposits, or rather say accounts that you have in a bank. Now, let us understand what is amount. Amount is the principal plus interest. Suppose you deposit 5,000 in a bank and after a period of time you get 1,000 rupees interest on it. So what is your total amount? 5,000 plus 1,000 is equal to 6,000. That is principal plus interest is equal to the total amount. So this formula you have to know it very well in order to solve your practice set 40. Along with this, we also need to know how to find out interest. You will know the principal, that is the amount that you are going to deposit or the amount that you will take from the bank. How do you calculate interest now? Let's see. Total interest, which is written as alphabet I, is equal to P into T into R upon 100, where P is equal to principal, T is equal to time in years, R is equal to rate of interest. So here you have a formula to find the interest. So two formulas you have learnt now. Amount is equal to principal plus interest, and the second one, interest is equal to P into T into R upon 100. So if you know these two formulas well, you will be easily able to solve practice set 40. So let's start with practice set 40. Question number 1. If Rihanna deposits rupees 1500 in the school fund at 9 PCPA for 2 years, what is the total amount she will get? So here we have what she deposits as the principal amount. 9 PCPA percent per annum is our rate of interest. Whenever it is PCPA, it is rate of interest. So we got our P, we got our R. And time is given 2 years. So we got T also. If we have P, R, T, we can easily find the interest. But the question is asking what is the total amount. To find total amount, we will first have to find interest and then add that interest to the principal, and we will get the final answer. So let's have a look at the solution. Here P is equal to rupees 1500, R is equal to 9 PCPA, T is equal to 2 years. Therefore, total interest is equal to P into R into T upon 100 is equal to, now substitute the values. For P, write 1500 into R is 9 into T is 2 upon 100. On reducing these zeros, you will get 1500 into 9 into 2. So, when you multiply all this together, you get is equal to rupees 270. So, here we have, when we reduce these two zeros in the numerator and denominator, we have just 15 into 9 into T. These zeros will be reduced. Here, you don't have to write these two zeros. It's directly 15 into 9 into 2 is equal to rupees 270. Therefore, now this 270 is our interest. We have found out the interest. Now we need to find the total amount. Total amount formula I told you is principal plus interest. So principal is 1500 here. So we write 1500 plus interest we found out 270. So plus 270 is equal to 1770. Therefore, Rihanna will get a total amount of rupees 1770. Question number 2. Jethalal took a housing loan of rupees 2,50,000 from a bank at 10 PCPA for 5 years. What is the yearly interest he must pay and the total amount he returns to the bank? So the first question is asking yearly interest. So we will first find the interest for 5 years, since the term given here is 5 years, and then we will divide by 5 to find 1 year's interest. So let's look at the solution. Here P is given, R is given and T is given. Therefore, total interest is equal to a formula P into R into T upon 100 is equal to 2,50,000 into 10 into 5. Substitute the values for P, R, T and take it upon 100. 0, 0 gets reduced, 1 0 from here, 1 0 from here. So you are left with 2500 into 10 into 5. So both the zeros we took out from 2,50,000. So we are left with 2500 into 10 as it is into 5. When you multiply this, you get your final answer 1,25,000. Now this is a total interest for how many years? For 5 years. As you can see here, 5 years. If in the question they have asked what is the total interest for 1 year, so we will have to divide this amount by 5. So therefore, yearly interest is equal to total interest divided by 5. Divided by time. And time is how many? 5 years. So 1,25,000 divided by 5 is 25,000. This is our yearly interest. So first part of the question we have answered. What is the yearly interest Jethalal that has to pay? And now we are asked what is the total amount that he returns to the bank. Therefore, total amount to be returned is equal to his original principal plus the interest. So original amount is 2,50,000 plus the interest for 5 years is 1,25,000. So that is equal to 3,75,000. So therefore the yearly interest is rupees 25,000 and Jethalal will have to return rupees 3,75,000 to the bank. So I hope you understood this sum. Here we have to find the yearly interest. For that we divide the total interest by 5. And then we add the 5 years interest to the principal to find the total amount that he has to repay to the bank. Okay. Third question. Shrikant deposited rupees 85,000 for 2.5 years at 7 PCPA in a savings bank account. What is the total interest he received at the end of the period? So we have to find the interest. So let's have a look at the solution. P we write what is given in the question is equal to rupees 85,000. R is equal to 7 PCPA and T is equal to 2.5 years. We take it as 2.5 years. 2.5 means 2.5 years. Therefore, total interest is equal to a formula P into R into T upon 100 is equal to 85,000 into 7 into 2.5 upon 100. Now, as we substitute the values, we have to do our calculations. Now, for the calculations, you will see 85,000 into 7 into 25. 2.5 is converted into 25 upon 10. When we remove the decimal point, we take it upon 10. So, here you have, instead of 2.5, 25 upon 10. Now, reduce the 3 zeros with here and you will get 85 into 7 into 25, which is equal to 14,875. So this is the interest. So what will be a final statement? The total interest received by Shrikant at the end of the period is rupees 14,875. Question 4. At a certain rate of interest, the interest after 4 years on rupees 5,000 principal is rupees 1,200. What would be the interest on rupees 15,000 at the same rate of interest for the same period? Let's have a look. The interest on rupees 5,000 after 4 years is rupees 12,000. So this is like, let us suppose the interest on rupees 15,000 at the same rate after 4 years is rupees X. Like, in proportion we have to take. You have learned already how to solve the sum based on direct proportion and inverse proportion. So taking the ratio of interest and principal, we get X upon 15,000 is equal to 1,200 upon 5,000. X is equal to, cross multiply, 1,200 into 15,000 upon 5,000. So the number of zeros will be reduced, and then 5 3s are 15, 12 3s are 36, 3,600 is your answer. The interest received on rupees 15,000 is rupees 3,600. So here you can do the sum based on direct proportion. Question number 5. If Pankaj deposits rupees 1,50,000 in a bank at 10 PCPA for 2 years, what is the total amount he will get from the bank? So we have to find the total amount. Let's have a look at the solution. P, R and T is given. P is equal to 1,50,000. R is equal to 10 PCPA. T is equal to 2 years. Therefore, total interest is equal to P into R into T upon 100, which is 1,50,000 into 10 into 2 upon 100. You have substituted the values. Once you substitute the values of P, R, T here, you will do the calculation. Reduce the number of zeros. You will get answer 30,000. 30,000 is our interest and we have to find the total amount. So write the formula for total amount is equal to principal plus total interest. Our principal is 1,50,000 plus interest we found out 30,000. That gives us 1,80,000 as our total amount. Therefore, Pankaj will receive rupees 1,80,000 from the bank. So this way, by using two formulas, interest is equal to P into R into T upon 100 and amount is equal to principal plus interest, we have solved practice set 40. Do practice the sums in your notebook. Stay safe, keep learning, and thank you.